Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about why most people end up leaving their jobs. I made a video a while ago talking about why you shouldn't let your employer abuse you and overwork you for no compensation, but just endless work, right? So in this video, I want to really touch on the real reason why most people just end up leaving their jobs, right? And it's, you know, as a worker, you can look around and it can really, it can really rack your mind as to, like, you'll look around, you see all these people leaving, right, around you, your coworkers, they're frustrated, they seem pissed off, right? They feel overworked, maybe they're tired, maybe they're not getting the compensation they want, they're not getting the pay they want. But you'd be surprised as to how much it comes down to pay, right? Pay in the sense that, you know, obviously, you know, they want to continue to grow, right? Meaning they want better they want a better income, they want better life circumstances, right? So, you know, when it comes to promoting, when it comes to growth opportunities, when it comes to trainings, when it comes to feedback from their superiors, right? When it comes from mentoring and coaching, when it comes to those things, right? And they don't feel like they're receiving that, that's when people just pull the plug and say, you know what, I can't continue to stay here, right? And you know, leaving a job is difficult because it's really your security. It comes down to your need to literally provide shelter and food, and it's your survival, right? So a lot of us, right, it's a really big thing for us to quit our job, right? For the most part, I mean, some people can quit, you know, without much thought to it and move on and, you know, do fine, right? But a lot of us have, you know, we overthink, like, damn, like, am I gonna find a better job? Or maybe if you've been applying to jobs while you're thinking about quitting, you may not be getting the responses from recruiters, right? So it's very difficult. It's a very difficult predicament to be in. And, you know, I think a lot of people just are fed up with the lack of development, right? And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, a job is, you know, it's really just you're going there to get paid, to put food on your table, to go home and then do it again, right? And that's what you're there for, right? That's really what it comes down to. And then there's the other side where people look at their job as kind of like it's like a way of them to self-develop. Like, they look at it as their means of self-development, as a way to grow, as a way to increase their income, as a way to help other people, right? So it's very difficult because you can be in a situation where you're like, damn, like, the company stands for one thing, they stand for growth, they stand for advancement, they stand for promoting within. But on the other hand, when you're there, right, you don't see the actions mirror that theme that they put out, right? So, you know, they can say that, you know, we want to do in-depth training on, you know, whatever, to get people to develop so that they're ready for the position when it opens. But you'll look at the actions of the superiors, right, of your boss, of their boss, of people in corporate, and you don't see anything happening. You don't see any action being taken, right? And it's funny because my company, this whole year, right, 2024, they made less money this year than 2023. So I was talking to my recruiter the other day, and she's actually the one who hired me. And we were just talking about our staff and whatnot, about how we're gonna get, you know, what we were gonna do with someone who wanted the job. And anyways, the conversation got brought up, but I basically was like, hey, like, you know, there hasn't really been like any like movement as far as people getting promoted, people moving around, people getting training. Because usually my company, what they'll do is around the holidays or the end of the year, they'll start training people, right? They'll put them on what they call a stretch, right? Which is like a 4 to 8 week training where, you know, the job they want to get, or the job they're interested in, they get training from the person who's currently holding that job position, right? And it's about 4 to 8 weeks. So that was completely eliminated this year. They didn't do any of that this year, right? And, you know, a lot of people have left the company this year, right? It's surprising, you know, because I was talking to her, I was like, you know, labor hours have been cut. You know, our store, the store I work at right now, around this time last year, our hour cap was at 600, right? So we had 600 hours to give to about 16 employees. This year, around the same time, we got cut, you know, progressively from 600 down to like 560 to 525. Now we're at 495, right? So a lot of things are not going well. And like I said, there's a million different reasons why things may not go well from a income perspective, as far as a company not making the money that they need to make, right? You got damages, you have theft, you have people just milking the clock, not producing, not working, not upselling, not doing the things that produce income, right? So with that being said, it begs to reason like why so many people are leaving jobs. And you know, like, and I'm sure it's not just my company, right? I'm sure it's companies all over America. But you know, if you're in a position where, you know, you feel like, damn, like it's been a whole year and nothing's happened, and I'm not getting the training I need, I'm not getting the development from my superiors, my bosses, I'm not getting any feedback as to what I can improve on, as to what I can get better at, and you know, the opportunities just aren't there, I don't think you should quit, right? I don't think you should quit right away. I think it's like, because I just explained like why that may be happening, right? So it may not be like, hey, it's you that is the problem, because a lot of times when we feel like we're not getting the things we want, we always like to blame ourselves. We like to blame our individual performance. We like to blame our individual you know, our individual work ethic or our individual personality, or you know, it always comes back to us as to like, what is it, how am I the problem, right? Because that's really, you know, what we typically do when things don't go well. We always self-reflect, right? But in this sense, you know, it's really not the case, because like I said, if the whole company, if they are not making the same amount of money they made the year prior, well then, hey, guess what? We're not doing any stretches. We're not doing any promotions this year. We're not training anybody, right? So, you know, it's frustrating, right? And it's very discouraging, but I want to bring this to light because some of you guys may be experiencing this, and you just may not know why. And I'm here to tell you that is probably the reason why. I mean, obviously it could be you, right? If you're not performing, but if you're performing, if you're showing up, if you're doing all the right things, right, and you're not getting noticed, or you're not getting training and development, that's the reason why. And that's why most people end up leaving their jobs, right? So I want to give you guys hope as to how to navigate this, because I don't think it's the best idea to just get mad and quit. I was really, up until hearing that, as you guys are probably aware, I've been really pissed off at my job lately, right? Because of, just like I said, the lack of development, the lack of care, right? But hearing that, I mean, it doesn't make me want to stay, right? It doesn't make me happy, but it gives me clarity as to why the lack of opportunities are the reason why the opportunities aren't there. It gives me clarity as to why that is. So if you're in this situation, don't get mad, don't get frustrated. Keep going, keep working, right? And just like I said, if you want to promote, that's great. If you want to learn and develop, that's great. But just keep in mind that, you know, the company is only going to go do things according to their plan, right? According to how well they do from a holistic perspective, from a grandiose perspective. So, you know, like I said, it sucks, right? And, you know, that's why most people leave their job. That's why most people get frustrated. That's why most people just don't want to work in general, right? They don't want to go work for these companies because they realize how little control they have over their personal sovereignty, their personal freedom, their personal development, income, etc., right? So yeah, don't get frustrated, stay the course, and yeah, I think things will be all right. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.